What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome to another Transfer Daily episode here on the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at three major stories, three huge stories from world football, and the first one is Ousmane Dembele to Barcelona confirmed for 150 million euros. As we all know, the Neymar deal was a little bit shady, but it's nice that finally Barcelona could sign the replacement for him in the likes of Ousmane Dembele. I also gotta say that he's the major, basically, replacement, I would have said, for Neymar, because in the other likes, Coutinho, someone like Di Maria, I just think they wouldn't have made the cut, because Dembele is just a little bit more of a player great for 1 versus 1. I mean, his technical ability, cutting inside, his way of using both 2 feet is also very amazing, similar to Neymar, so that's a great attribute only few players have right now in world football. So overall, I'm very happy for Dembele joining Barcelona. Let's hope for him to be announced basically on Monday. I think it was Barcelona's schedule for him, the official presentation at Camp Nou. And then let's hope for him to play the next few matches of La Liga against, I think it's Eibar. So basically, I hope we could see him there and play for Barcelona with his first match. But now onto the major story I want to talk about, and that's MUSTAFI going to Inter. According to Sky Sports, both player and club, meaning MUSTAFI with Inter, has already agreed personal terms between both. And I gotta say that I really didn't see this transfer talking about it. Before, I didn't believe that it was going to happen, so I didn't put a video on it, I didn't comment on it on Twitter or anything. I just was a little bit silent about it because I thought it would be just a normal, transfer rumor here and there that doesn't have too much reliability, but it seems that this move have carried on pace really fast, and that's something that perhaps could add a lot to the sense that this transfer rumor perhaps not be just as false as I would have thought first of all. And I gotta say that MUSTAFI to Inter is a very interesting buy for Inter. It's also very interesting for Arsenal letting go of MUSTAFI. In my eyes, MUSTAFI wasn't a flop by any means at Arsenal. For me, he was one of the best, not the best players in the season, but he was a really solid center back, and one of the most solid center backs we've seen for a very long time wearing an Arsenal shirt. So I don't know where this is coming from for the likes of Arsene Wenger, just trying to let go of a player as important as MUSTAFI. MUSTAFI also gonna talk about that there isn't too much time for Arsenal to replace them. If Arsene Wenger decides to look at the likes of Chambers for another center back position, and perhaps he could fill the role, Rob Holding could get a lot more playing time, but I think they just need someone else who's really potent in that position that can really help them to strengthen that center back position, because for now they could bring young players in, but they're not gonna cut it enough for them to challenge for the league, and that's something that I think Arsenal could do this season because they don't have too much pressure on the Champions League. They have enough pressure on the Europa League, because Europa League really you don't really care of it that much. So Arsenal could really push forward. They have the likes of Lacazette. It seems that Alexis Sanchez is staying, so I don't know why Wenger would let go of one of their best defensive players in that sense. They also let go of Gabriel Paulista, so they really don't have too many center backs in that position. If Mertesacker comes in, I don't know, I would come in with a new center back, because either Mertesacker, young players, won't cut it. And for Inter, it's also a very interesting buy, because also they let go of Jason Murillo to Valencia, I think it is, and they also bought this guy called Milan Skriniar from Sampdoria. He's a very young Slovenian, I think, player, and he seems very good overall. We've seen him in some preseason games, and I've seen him and he was very good. So in that sense, they could try and add him in MUSTAFI, because MUSTAFI could add a lot to that defense right now. Skriniar is a very young player, so they really could use MUSTAFI in that right hand side of the center back position. So I gotta say, for Inter, it will be a very nice buy. It will be something weird, because I really don't see him like MUSTAFI on an Inter shirt, for instance, but overall I gotta say it will be a very interesting buy for Inter. For Inter will be probably like a 7 out of 10 buy, but letting go for Arsenal could be like a 3 out of 10, because there's no sense in Arsene Wenger letting go of MUSTAFI right now, especially with 4 days to go in this current transfer window. And the next story I want to talk about is MBAPPE allegedly moving to PSG for 130 million euros from Monaco on a season-long loan, and then PSG would be able to buy the player for the full 130 million euros in next season. I actually think that this move is, it will be a very bad move in my eyes. I think Mbappe currently is one of the best young players, probably the best young player ever, alongside Ousmane Dembele, and he really needs a lot of playing time. In the likes of Dembele moved to Barcelona because that left wing void was completely open, so he could get in and get a lot of playing time in that position. However, for Mbappe, PSG have Cavani, have Di Maria, have Draxler, have Lucas, have Pastore who could also play, they have Gonzalo Guedes, they have Neymar. So where exactly could Mbappe fit in, especially if Unai Emery decides to change the formation? Mbappe could try to fit in, but really I don't see him being able to get a starting position if none of their players let it go. Also, allegedly, the deal has been agreed for Monaco to let Mbappe go on a one-season loan because PSG will put 2 players or at least 1 player into the deal as well. Some of the names being talked right now are Lucas Moura, Javier Pastore and Julian Draxler. All of these players I think would fit very nice into the Monaco system, especially the likes of Javier Pastore and Lucas Moura. Draxler perhaps not as much, but they really need to rely on some creative midfielder in the likes of Javier Pastore, and also they could use very nice space in the likes of Lucas Moura because that right hand side is currently very weak. So Monaco could be using some players, so I understand the way of negotiating with PSG, trying to get someone like Lucas Moura inside their club, and that could be very good in their favor. However, letting Mbappe go, I'm not too sure it's worth the cut. But once again, I gotta reiterate that Mbappe moving to PSG is not a good move at all for Mbappe, especially if they don't let any player go. So I just don't think it will be a good move. I think it will happen, but I'm not agreeing with this one anytime soon. That has been all for today, guys. Please remember to click the circular channel icon on screen right now to subscribe and check out the latest video displayed as well. Drop us a like, leave to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, ciao.